Well, we're here. We're live.
We're live. Perfect.
Some technical difficulties to start with. Hi, I'm Gzep, and this is
Christine.
And we're here at Fit to Shine Studio to give you a slow flow to start your Sunday morning. Hopefully you had a chance to sleep in a little bit this morning. So from the comfort of your own home, for this practice, if you could grab a pillow, maybe a blanket,
Maybe a strap.
Maybe a strap. If you have a block at home, that's great. But if you don't have a block, you can always use books. We'll need that a little later in the practice. So we'll just wait a minute or two just to make sure everybody gets on and settled. We will start standing. So if you want to just get yourself ready, just standing in the front of your mat, we'll just wait here for a few moments while everybody joins us. How long do we have to wait?
I don't know. I feel like it should be a stand-up comedy too.
So the purpose of our practice today is really about moving slowly, feeling our bodies, getting grounded. We will work to try to ease the monkey mind a little bit.
Increase the inhales.
Yes, increasing the inhales, really focusing on our inhales. So I'll be providing you with some counts. You can take them or leave them. The biggest thing to do today is try to merge your movement with your breaths. So standing at the front of our mat, placing your feet about hip width distance apart, just simply taking your hands, palms facing forward, bringing your spine into a neutral position, maybe bending your knees just a little bit, and allowing that feeling of the earth below to support your mountain pose here. I invite you to close your eyes. And then just begin to focus on your inhales. Bringing your inhale through the nose, down the spine, to the base of the spine, and then exhaling from the base of the spine, through your spine, and out your nose. Inhaling. And then exhaling. And as you work that inhale in through your spine and then out, the exhale out of your spine, maybe taking a moment to bring an intention to your practice today. That intention really could be anything. Remembering that you have a community here that is practicing with you today. So maybe you send some love virtually through the airwaves. Or maybe you need a little love for yourself. Or maybe just a reminder that right now, in the present moment, everything's okay. And then as you focus on your inhales and exhales, I challenge you to bring that inhale in and maybe count to 6 on that inhale. So bringing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just work through that on your own. Maybe moving through 3 more rounds of this. Completely focused on the breath. And when you get to the base of that exhale, on the next inhale, just simply bring your hands up over your head in slow motion, counting that breath on the inhale up to 6. And then exhaling back down. Then inhaling up. And as you get to the top of that inhale, think about spreading your collarbones, lifting your heart up, bringing your backs of your shoulders rounded and into the front of the body, and then exhaling back down. Inhaling up. And then maybe at the top, holding the breath for a second or two, reaching up, and then exhaling back down. So the next inhale, really focusing in on that inhale, bringing your breath into the body, bring your fingertips above your head, maybe reaching, holding for a second or two, 1, 2, and then exhaling back down. Maybe on this next one, you come up to your tippy toes, inhaling up. Holding for a second or two, 1, 2, and then allowing the exhale to bring you back down slowly. Let's do 2 more of those. And on this last one, let's make this one big. So inhaling up, coming up to tippy toes, dropping those shoulders back, imagining that the backs of your shoulders are rounding towards the front of your heart, and then exhaling back down. And then just I invite you to shut your eyes one more time and just feel your body. There should be more of awareness, maybe a little bit of tranquility. Maybe you can feel your rib cage a little bit more by feeling the breath in that area. Shoulders should feel relaxed. If not, roll them back. Maybe move your head from side to side. And just kind of enjoy this moment. On Friday night, I built a fire in the backyard, and it was really the first moment where I thought maybe this whole thing might be a gift, allowing us to really take some time. So take the time here right now. Enjoy who you are. Enjoy that the earth has you right now. It's holding your feet. It's keeping you upright. And then preparing for our next posture, just simply taking our hands, placing them at the back of our legs, right below your bum. No big work here. Just, you don't have to stretch down, just right at the base of your bum. And then taking a big inhale here. And then on the exhale, just simply bending the knees, moving the hands down the legs, maybe to the base, maybe to your ankles, maybe to the front, hanging in a forward fold, inhaling to that halfway lift, flat back, exhaling back down, and then inhaling all the way back up those legs, moving from the hips, keeping the chin towards the chest, one vertebra at a time, and then rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chin to a neutral position. Taking a break there, just one moment. Feel your body, feel who you are, feel supported. And then exhale again, bending down, maybe to a count of 6. Then inhaling up. Exhaling back down. And make this one long and deliberate. So inhaling maybe to a count of 8 as you slowly work your way up your legs. And exhaling when you get to the top. Inhaling back down, or exhaling back down. Inhaling to that halfway lift. Fill your lungs. Exhaling back down. And inhaling all the way up. Long, slow, deliberate, tranquil, enjoying every part of that moment. Exhaling. Big inhale. And then exhaling back down. Inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhaling back down. Then moving slowly, challenging you here maybe to a count of 8 on the inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and exhale. Inhale here, and then on the exhale, just step your right foot back, angling your foot towards that side of the room, whatever side that it is that you're on. Putting a little bend in that front knee, doesn't need to be big, making sure that your hips are pointed towards the front of the room. You can still have your hands clasped behind your back. Roll the shoulders back. Really just setting up for a little bit of a warrior here. You may even want to take your foot, and for me, I have it like a little bit past my mat, where my toes are past my mat, just to give you a little bit more of a foundation, because we'll be here for a little while. Once again, doesn't need to be a big, wide stretch in this direction. It can be a little shorter for this practice. And then just inhaling our fingertips up over our head. Rolling the shoulders back. Bringing your gaze out past your nose in front of you. How are you?
Okay.
Just bringing some big inhales here into the diaphragm. And then exhaling out. And then maybe on the next inhale, bending that knee a little bit more. Bring a strong awareness to your breath here. So you're going to hold this pose and bring the awareness to the breath. When you get to the top of that next inhale, on the next exhale, just simply bring your arms back and tip forward. Inhale back up, slowly. Hold it just for a second, and then exhale back down. So maybe as you move through this, we'll do it about 4 or 5 more times. You're inhaling up to a count of 6. At the top, you're holding for 1, and then exhale to a count of 6. And you can change these numbers any way you want. So if you want to inhale to a count of 4 and move a little quicker, you can do that. If you want to make it a little deeper and a little longer, you can make it to a count of 8. I'll throw Chrissy at you. It's your yoga. Do your yoga. We'll move through this one more time. Hold. Exhale back down. Inhale back up. And then just simply bring your arms back to your side on the exhale. Making sure that your foot is angled towards that side of the room where that back foot is. You'll simply straighten out that front knee. Maybe bring your heel back so that your heels are in a straight line together. I'm going to flip around. Taking your left hand, is it your right hand? Right hand, placing it on your hip. Simply raising that left hand up in front of you, parallel to the floor, and then begin to tip at the hip, dropping that hand either on a shin. If you have a block near you, you can put it on a block, a set of books. It can be all the way down to the floor if you're a little bit more flexible. This time on the inhale, or actually just bring in a big inhale, and then on the exhale, begin to bow the right hand side of your body, bringing the right hand over your head. Just hold it there just for a moment. Bring in awareness to your breath. Continue to fill that diaphragm. Preparing for some movement, simple, subtle movements. You may want to put a little micro bend in that front knee. At the end of your next inhale, on the exhale, or I'm sorry, at the end of your next exhale, on the inhale, begin to bring that arm back towards your hip, remaining in this pose, allowing that hand maybe to brush your hip, or maybe even to fall back towards your sacrum. And then exhale. I'm confusing this. Let's all have our hands up to the sky. We'll exhale, bow the body. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, brush the straight sacrum. Inhale back up to the sky, and then exhale, bow your body. Inhale, hands back up to the sky. Exhale, arm back, brush the sacrum. Inhale, hand back up to the sky. Exhale, bow the body. Let's just move through that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Taking your hand, placing it on that hip, using your core, beginning to move back up to a neutral position. Nice job. And then we'll just simply switch our feet. So which one did we do on the front the first time? We were here. So it's going to be left foot front, right? No. Right foot front, left foot back. There we go. Now you'll be opposite. So once again, making sure that our hips are pointed towards the front. You don't need a big bend in that front knee. Maybe your toes are on the outside of your mat, depending upon how wide your hips are, just to give yourself a little bit more of a foundation. And then inhaling, arms up to the sky. Holding here. Bringing in awareness to the breath, filling the diaphragm. So bringing your breath past your sternum, into the rib cage, really kind of expanding in the heart here. And when you feel strong and you have that awareness of your breath, maybe you bend your knee just a little bit more. Feel the support of the earth below and feel your breath cleanse you. Another great time to bring your attention back to this practice. Sending that love out. Whatever it is that you started with, bringing it back, Remembering your shoulders, keeping them in their home, biceps away from your ears. And then whatever count you choose will start motion. So at the end of that inhale, you'll begin to exhale, bending at the hip, slowly moving, fingertips to the back, and then inhaling, coming back up, feeling strong, feeling big, being that warrior that we all are. And then I invite you, as you come to the top, to reach a little bit further up to the sky and maybe hold for a second. And then exhale. And you'll move through that 3 more times. For those of you that are challenging the breath work at home, I invite you to bring in an 8-count breath as you inhale. And maybe hold for 1 at the top, and then come down for 8, 10, whatever feels good to you. And if you can't encapsulate that entire breath, that's okay. Just move through the entire motion with whatever breath you can hold on to. This gives you control. You can control this. You may not be able to control what's going on in the world right now, but you can control this part right now. I think we have 1 more. And just holding the fingertips up top, bringing your hands back to your side. Beginning to straighten that front knee. Maybe having your heels so that they're directly in front of each other in a line. Turning your hips towards whatever wall you're facing. And then beginning to, keeping this finger on the hip, fingertips out in front of you, beginning to tip the hip. Allowing your body to fold over that hip. Hand up to the sky on the inhale. And then exhale, bowing that side body. Inhaling back up to the sky. And then exhale, bringing that hand around, brushing the sacrum. Inhale, fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, bowing the body. Moving through this. For those of you that want a little bit more, you can always bring that hand when it brushes by your sacrum towards that other hip to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. And then those of you that want a little bit more on the extension part of the bow, you can always hold there for 1 or 2 seconds. But we'll move through this 5 or 6 times. Move at your own pace. Continue that awareness of the in-breath into the diaphragm. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. Inhale up. Exhale, brush. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. Just hold it there for a moment. Then maybe taking that bottom hand, lifting it up just a little off your shin, and then using your core, bending at that top elbow, coming up back into that position, letting your hands fall, and then just stepping to the front of your mat. Taking a moment here to just check back in with our body, closing our eyes. Begin to scan down the right side of your body, noticing how your shoulder feels, rib cage, hip, thigh, calf, foot. And then the left-hand side of your body, beginning at the shoulder, moving down to the rib cage, hip, thigh, calf, foot. Inhaling, fingertips up to the sky. Shining the heart forward, maybe taking a little bit of a back bend here, lifting the chin, bringing your gaze up to the ceiling. And then exhaling, bringing hands to heart center, bending the knees, tipping at the hip, bringing chin into chest, allowing yourself to fall into a forward fold. Inhaling to a count of 6 to a flat back. Exhaling, hands back down on the mat. And then stepping back, 1 foot at a time, to the back of your mat, maybe landing in a plank. If you don't want that, you can always drop to your knees. And just holding here for 5 seconds. 4, 5, drop those knees. And then bringing your elbows in, making sure that your biceps are near your chest. Your elbows, as you begin to come down to the mat, bring your knees back a little bit. Elbows rush by the rib cage, and you'll come all the way down to your belly. Allowing your forehead to land on the mat. Placing your palms by your hips towards the back of the mat. And then when you're ready, no rush, begin to lift your heart up off the mat. Could be a centimeter, could be an inch. And then exhaling back down. So what we'll do here is we'll count. So maybe an in-breath of 2 to start with, and then we'll work our way up. So on the in-breath, lifting our heart up off the mat. 1, 2. Then exhaling back down. Now we'll move to 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhaling back down. Now moving to 4, and you may notice as you count more, you may lift a little higher. 3, 4, back down. And then we'll bring it to 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back down. When that feels complete, take a cheek and just enjoy this restful awareness. Then when ready, there's no rush here, moving to the other cheek. Next, taking your hands and placing them right by your chest. Bringing your elbows in towards your rib cage. Placing your forehead again on the mat. Preparing for a heart opener here, a little lift. It could be as small as this. It could be bigger. It's up to you, however open you feel. Grounding your back feet into the mat. On the inhale, beginning to lift up, allowing your heart to shine forward. Maybe you keep a little bend in the elbow at this point. And then exhaling back down. And just as we did before, we'll start with a count. So on the first one, inhaling to a count of 2. And then exhaling back down. Inhaling to a count of 4. We'll do 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back down. Now inhaling to a count of 6, and then at the top, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Then hold this posture and exhale. Exhale. And inhale to a count of 6 while you're holding it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then exhale back down. Maybe wiggling your hips on the mat a little bit, releasing your spine. And then pushing your way back up to hands and knees. So your hands are directly below your elbows. Elbows are directly below your shoulders. Grounding your toes into the mat behind you. So no flat feet, ground those toes in. Taking a big inhale here. Big exhale. And then when ready, on the next exhale, lifting your hips up towards the sky. And here, taking 5 big, beautiful breaths. So once again, focusing on that inhale, the inhale that you can control. You can control the inhale. So maybe you begin your inhales on that first breath to a count of 4, and then you gradually increase it, trying to get all the way up to 8. One more big breath here. Working all the way up to 8. And then when you're completely void of breath and empty, at the bottom of that exhale, step. Exhaling back down. And then inhale, bringing your fingertips out and up. Lifting from the hip, keeping chin to chest, fingertips above your head. And then exhaling through heart center. Just keeping your hands at your heart. Maybe you take your thumbs, place them on your sternum, and this time scanning from the back. We'll start at the crown. We'll move to the center of our shoulders. Bringing awareness there. And then to your middle back. Then to your lower back. Then to the base of your spine. Down both legs to the back of your knees. Down your calves. All the way to the ankles. Feeling the mat on your feet. Once again, the earth is supporting you, nurturing you, holding you, as you have every bit of control in this moment. Control of your breath. Bringing your fingertips back up to the sky on the inhale. Exhaling through heart center, beginning to tip the hips, bending at the knees. Fingertips drop to the mat. Inhaling to that halfway lift. Exhaling back down. Firmly plant your hands on the mat and then step your right foot back. And place your knee back down on the mat. Start to walk your left foot out towards the edge of the mat. Bring your knee back just a little bit more, whatever's comfortable to you, and then allow your knee to drop towards the outside, or I guess the left outside. For those of you that are more flexible, you'll be able to bend your elbows and come down to the mat. And this time, as you bring in the breath, begin to bring it into that outside hip. Remember, you have control of the breath here too. So for those of you that block at home, it's really nice to kind of put yourself on a block. But focus on your breath here, bring in awareness, and maybe start to bring some counts into this too. Maybe starting with 4, bringing yourself all the way up to 8. Exhales are easy. Focus on the inhales. Ready? Placing your hands back down on the mat. Bringing your foot back in. Walking it back towards your hand. Lifting that back knee up. And then shooting that left foot to meet your right, landing in a plank. Once again, you can go to your knees. Taking a big inhale here. And then exhale, keeping elbows towards rib cage, moving about halfway down, 3/4 of the way down, and then shooting your heart forward, lifting it up to the sky. Bringing chin up, maybe gaze comes to the ceiling, and then exhale, pushing your hips up to the sky, moving back into a down dog. Once again, bringing the awareness to the in-breath. The exhales are easy, it's the inhales to focus on here. So maybe that first breath starts with 4 count, moving your way all the way up to an 8 count. One more big, beautiful breath here. Bringing that 8 count inhale. And then on the exhale, when you're completely devoid of breath, you've got absolutely nothing left. Stepping your right foot to the front of the mat. Is it left foot? Oh, okay, left foot.
Oh,
No, it's right foot, yeah. Stepping your right foot to the front of the mat. Dropping that back knee, maybe bringing it back just a little bit, beginning to walk that right foot out to the edge of the mat, shifting on to the outside of that right foot, and then allowing your hip to drop. For those of you that are more flexible, you can always bend your elbows and come down. You'll notice that one side is going to feel a little different than the other. This right here is a good spot. That's a good spot. Some of you will be able to walk your fingertips out towards the front of the mat. I can't do that. Christine, can you do that? Oof. A little much, huh?
Yeah. 10 o'clock in the morning.
And now we'll focus on the inhales, maybe starting with the count of 4 all the way into that hip. So inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. Inhaling to a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. And then maybe to a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Find your edge, what feels good to you. Control that inhale. You can control that inhale. Hands are not firmly planted in the mat. Begin by working your way back up, planting your hands into the mat, bringing that outside foot back towards the center of the mat, lifting that back knee, and then shooting that right foot to meet left foot. Beginning to move down towards the mat, first moving halfway, keeping elbows into chest, then 3/4 of the way down, shooting your heart forward on the inhale, and then exhaling, lifting your hips up to the sky. When you're ready, drop your knees down to the mat, widen your knees a little bit, allow your toes to touch, and then bring your hips back, allowing your forehead to rest on the mat below. As you begin to recenter, I invite you to forget about the in breaths and out breaths, the counts, the control, and just be. Allow your body to reacquaint, to feel the powerful effects of the breath movement practice, to ground, to center, to rebalance. Imagine that the earth has 2 palms out, just sitting underneath you, holding you, taking care of you. You are safe. You are well. You are present. And then finally bringing that intention, that intentionality of this practice back to your mind. The joy, the love, whatever it is you so chose at the beginning of this class, bringing it back in this moment. And then when ready, there's no rush. Begin by placing your hands on the mat, beginning to walk back, allowing yourself to come up to your knees. Move slowly. No rush. And then simply shooting your legs out to one side and then coming down in the seat. This is where you want to have a block, a pillow, a blanket, a set of textbooks, or books, whatever you need. We'll use it for some support on our back. So begin to work your way to the mat, laying down on your spine, knees up towards the sky. And just for a moment, take your hands, place them on your heart. Enjoy, once again, the feeling of support. Bringing your heels closer to your bum, making sure if you take your fingertips and place them by your hips, or your hands, place them by your hips. If you reach your fingertips out, you should be able to feel your heels. Grabbing that block or whatever support you have, you'll lift your hips up to the sky, and then place that block, support, pillow, blanket, whatever it is, and it doesn't need to be big here. You don't need to have your hips way up high. Just placing your sacrum there so you can feel a nice, restful bridge. There should be no work here. So if you feel yourself pushing your hips up to the sky and putting any strength into your legs, into your feet, back off a bit. It's cool if you're just laying on a pillow and your hips are raised up maybe an inch. And then what we'll do on the inhales, we'll bring our fingertips up to the sky and then exhale them behind us. Inhaling them back up and then exhaling palms down below your hips. Inhaling up to the sky. Exhaling down. And just like we controlled our inhales before, we'll control them here. You make these as big and as long as you want. So you can start with a 4 count on the inhale and then work your way all the way up. In this one, I'd say we can make it all the way to 10. Match breath with movement. On the ups, you're inhaling, and on the downs, you're exhaling. This is your last piece of work. I invite you here to close your eyes. Just feel. Just enjoy. Two more. And this is your last one. Inhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. And then when you get to the bottom, just allow your palms to drop down to the mat. Take a moment. Lift your hips up. Remove that prop. Bring your hips back down to the mat. And just allow your knees to drop off to one side. Or actually, yeah, it's great. Pull them into your belly a little bit. Drop them off to one side. Maybe bring your arms out to a T. Bring your knees to center. Taking a moment here to pull them into your chest. Subtle rocks back and forth. And then when ready, allowing your knees to drop off to the other side. And then when that feels complete, bringing your knees back to center, maybe squeezing yourself one more time. I also invite you, if there's any posture or any position that you'd like to finish out or round out your practice, I invite you to do that now. If not, make yourself comfortable, feet out towards the edge of the mat, palms at your side, facing the sky above, whether they be at your hips or not like a T, whatever's comfortable for you. You can take up as much space as you'd like, dropping in to Shavasana, our final resting pose. For those of you practicing at home, you can remain in Shavasana as long as you like. We will begin to work out of it here in the studio. So for those of you who would like to come out, begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring subtle movements to the body. Maybe a little bit bigger, rolling ankles, rolling wrists. And then when ready, no rush here, working your way off to one side of your mat. Allowing your arms to be, your hands to be a gentle pillow. And the chance to turn inward, to recall that intention. And if you didn't have one, that's okay. Maybe it was just a practice. But do remember this. As you focus on your inhales, you can do this throughout the day. Bringing counts, awareness, maybe to certain parts of your body, or maybe even to the thoughts that run through your mind. When you bring that awareness there, when you do focus on that inhale, that breath, it can help bring you back to the present moment. And usually in the present moment, everything's just fine. So when ready, begin to move towards the center of the mat, in a comfortable seat. Bringing your gaze either past your nose to the floor in front of you, or maybe even keeping your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to heart center, thumbs against the sternum, against your heart. Inhaling here together. Exhaling. And then controlling that inhale one more time for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. Returning to a steady breath. Closing our practice. The light in me honors and sees the light in each one of you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with us today. Bye, guys. Have a great Sunday.
Have a great Sunday.
You know where to turn it on.
I think so, right here. Make sure you want to end your stream.